praying for spirits to go into the records, and they're praying for the spirits to go into your soul when you play the record. This guy says this. This guy says this. One of the top guys that was at RCA who left RCA. I was like, hey man, it's some scary, weird crap going on at the top level. The top level. Not with the regular managers. I'm talking about the top level of these guys who own things. You know, he's like, man, I'm telling you, this is scary. They are praying satanic energy into your music. And that's why it controls you. That's why they figured out what it does to you. That's why the devil was gifted the art of music, the harp. That's when they figured out that music can affect your soul, affect your mind, put you in a good mood, bad mood, happy mood. Certain song make you want to fight. Certain song make you want to love up on somebody. They figured it out, y'all. Through wavelengths in our mind, and they figured it out. Deep talk, man. I hope y'all with me, man. Sean says he's not with it, man. He says that's bull jive, and he says those artists and people didn't make or do shit. I have made tons of money in music. Okay, well, here's what I say. Sean. I don't know how you get to a point to where you believe that the music industry is not dampened or not compromised right now with what's being put out. Well, if you look at certain guys who came out, look at guys the guy who wrote the book on, look at Mark Curry, who wrote the book on P. Diddy, calling P. Diddy the devil. If you look at the certain things he said in that book about the music industry. You look at DMX and what DMX says, what happens in this music industry. I mean, you look at all these artists who've made it to these certain levels and they tell you, man, this is some funny business goes down, man. You got gay rituals going on. I mean, people, Exhibit talked on this. Like these, they're documented. So that's why I say, I don't know how you call it all BS. When you have real legit rappers who are telling us this. That, yo, this is a dirty, scary game. Once you get up to the levels, I'm not saying your average artist. That's what you got to understand. It's not a totality in my voice. I'm not saying your average artist. I'm not saying your average label. But I'm saying you cannot. I don't know how you be under the pretense that there is not no shady, scary business going on at the top. How? And Sean asked me, have I seen it? Let me tell you something, man. I don't have to go to the moon to know there's space. I don't have to go to the moon to know about space. I do not have to go to the moon to know about space. Okay, so when I see these reports, when I hear these artists, when I see these stories left and right over the years, man, you can just go and just type in hip hop and Satanism. And it is miles and miles of information of artists telling you their experiences. Telling you some deep, dark, scary stuff. Look it up. We can't live in this. I don't know how we live in this world. We think that this is not going on in the world of music. Why would they not infiltrate music? Why would they not? Why would they not infiltrate music? Why would these people? I mean, you got guys that are speaking on deaths that happened wrongfully. If we're gonna believe that Michael Jackson was killed by Sony, then we got to. I mean, come on now. If we're going to literally believe that Michael Jackson was possibly killed by Sony, the music industry, how can we not believe that the music industry is not evil? How can we not believe there's things going on with these Jewish people on death row for a long time? And then look up the people that own half the labels and then look up what they into. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. If you think they're not going to touch the music to make that influence our children, you're nuts. I'm sorry. They're going to infiltrate the music and they've already been doing it. But hey, man, comment section, man. I love the dialogue. Man. I really do. And you know, John says only black people believe that mess, man, dude. I would love to live in a great world where I really thought that the music industry was all down for putting out great music. And if you're really a talented person, you become great because you're talented. But man, that's true. You see the proof in the pudding, man. You ain't getting no more. You're not getting what you used to get anymore. You're getting fuck shit. That's what you're getting, y'all. You're getting violent sex. Your conscious rappers are not getting pushed anymore. Your Lauryn Hills are not getting pushed like they used to be. It's a lot of weird stuff, and it's a weird trend. I'm telling you, these guys, these little oozes and all these guys are tying Satanism into their music, and it's for a reason. How we keep looking at it, man? It's so many artists. But you know what? I will come back to this next week and talk about it some more. But this is what I think, y'all. This is what I think, man. I would love to believe that it was all clean and good, man. I would love to believe that. But I read Mark Curry's book, man. That thing deep, man. He's like, I'm telling y'all, man, this industry is full of some scary. It's scary, man, because people are selling their souls legit. They sign on contracts the way they don't know what's going to happen, what's going down. They being threatened. People with these master situations, they try to get a hold of these masters. Hell, Lady Gaga, I tell you enough. Look up Lady Gaga and what she's into and how she became her. Look up Katy Perry and what she says about her life in music and how she started off as a gospel singer and singing gospel, and the music industry would not let her in any type of way. And then she turned to the way she did and played with Satanism, played with sexism, and they molded her and they pretty much changed her into something she didn't want to be. Britney Spears shaved her head bald for a reason. The industry is something sick. Rest in peace, Prince, by the way. Another soul taken away by the music industry. I'm sorry. I don't know how I can call it all clean when I know these things. You can do your own research, but we'll move on. We'll digress. Now listen, as far as here we are. I love the fact he said J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. We do have a J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. They are the rarity. They are not what's pushed. Why do we have more Tekashi 6ix9ines than J. Cole's and Kendrick Lamar? Why do we have more Lil Pumps than these guys? Why is that? We listen to rap every day. We hear real talent. Why is this stuff being pushed the way it is? If you don't believe there's agenda, you think these people are sitting back? If you think these rich ass white folks ain't sitting back with no agenda, man, it's a whole agenda. It's a real agenda. It's real. It is. We'll jump into it more next week. I gotta move on, y'all. We got so much more. Sean, I appreciate the dialogue as always, and we can always disagree and get some back and forth still and have, and be good to go. It's always all good. We always can inform each other and all that good stuff. But you understand, Sean, you're talking to somebody who believes there's a real Illuminati. You're talking to someone who believes that our government is corrupt. You're talking to someone who believes that Hollywood is corrupt. Like, if I believe these things and I'm looking at the music industry and all the research that I've done for the 10, 15 years, I believe it. There are artists that are, unsigned that are saying the things that they were approached about and the things that they seen and they things they heard about. Cat Williams talked to y'all about the parties. Remember those elite parties? Say, remember Pimp Chronicles? That was before Cat was getting arrested, before they stung him to death. Almost. Y'all remember that? Did y'all keep up with that? Cat Williams told y'all, hey man, I'm going to industry parties, man. It's Hollywood industry parties and these things. This is some real freaky shit going on. Some ritual type stuff. He talked about going into the rooms and seeing the men kissing. It wasn't no regular party where men just started kissing. He was in the industry. He was in the know. And he spoke on it. And Professor Griff said then, that's what I'm saying. We got people like Professor Griff, man. These are respected people, man. Public Enemy member who was telling you research, who was in the music industry, was telling you what's going on. So Sean, I'm sorry. I don't know how. I just cannot believe, I can't ride with you on that, man. Professor Griff called this stuff out. He said, I'm telling y'all, man, stuff crazy going in the industry, in the music industry, and it's Hollywood too. He said, and he also called. They said, watch what happened to Cat Williams after Pimp Chronicles. They coming for him. He said that back in '04. And I'm sitting back like, nah, ain't nothing gonna happen to Cat Williams. Cat Williams straight. Cat Williams was arrested probably 50 times after that. Career never quite, what it should be. Cat Williams is self-made. The reason why he's on top right now because he just keeps going. Self-made. So if I'm sorry, I got people like that, man. Professor Griffin stuff, talking about stuff like that. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's too much. It's overwhelming amount of evidence and people. Bone Thugs and Harmony, hell, they speak on the damn shit. I can, if Bone Thugs and Harmony really can say they believe that Eazy-E was injected with AIDS, I can, it can make sense of what I'm saying here. Moving right along, because we didn't get all off track, man. This is great talk right here. This is educational talk right here. Golly, I got to jump into the sports fast. Sports talk, we're here. We're live. We're coming. Dwayne Haskins, y'all. If you don't know, the Washington football team have cut their starting quarterback, their young quarterback, a kid that's, in his second year. They've letting him go. There's been a lot of contributing factors to that. For what I'm seeing is scrub play and just negligence on the job by this young man. They're already calling him the Black Rhyme Leaf. Ouch. He was given the keys to the franchise, and for one, his play was subpar, but that's okay. You know what? If you can strive up and look like you're going to progress into something good, that's fine. You can be average right now in your first year or your second year. But what we can't have is you being a scrub on the field and you being an idiot off the field. Dwayne Haskins' first incident this year was during training camp where he broke COVID protocol by sneaking people into his room like he's 17 years old at the training camp. Sneaking people that were not tested, that were not a part of the team, basically risking a COVID outbreak at training camp. That's the first time he got in trouble. Fast forward to now, where his play is subpar, they're fighting for a division. Dwayne Haskins decides to, for one, go to a strip club after a loss 2 weeks ago. Not a good look. Okay, if I'm a millionaire, guess what a strip club is going to be? In my damn basement. If there's comes a time where I can get fined for COVID violations, like now, like I can literally make my own strip club anywhere. Like I can rent a little condo for the night. Like, so the fact that you gotta be seen at a strip club, you gotta be pretty stupid for that, Dwayne. I hate to say it, man. And then last week, he broke NFL rules by not talking to the press after he lost the game. Some people were saying he was instructed not to talk to the press, blah, blah, blah. Either way, he cut. He is out of there. And I worry about him because I don't know if the kid gonna get another job. And Rodney says he only had 1 year college play. That's very true. He only had 1 year college play, but we got some guys that are doing well with that. And that's my thing. He could have kept growing, though. We were fine with him growing. He could have made it growing. It was just the stuff that was off the field that got him out. If he didn't do these things last couple of weeks, he would be playing this week, fighting for a division. Because Alex Smith may not be ready. Pac-Man Jones. Shout out Pac-Man Jones. The one thing about Pac-Man Jones, he became a success story right now. I will say that. Pac-Man Jones became a success story. Pac-Man Jones is a cornerback out of West Virginia, and he came into the league with a lot of talent and a lot of flack, a lot of baggage. In his first couple of years, he was getting in trouble at nightclubs. Shootings was happening. All type of stuff was going on. Suspended multiple times. But actually, Pac-Man Jones was suspended the most times out of anybody I've ever seen. I don't know how Pac-Man even was able to sustain a career, but he cleaned it up, and he was able to have a nice tenure in the NFL to where he ended it on a good note. I think he was actually in the league for 10 years. So Pac-Man was a success story, and you would like to see more of that than what we got with Dwayne Haskins. You really would. So now Dwayne doesn't have a team, y'all, and I can tell you right now, I don't know if he's going to get signed. I really mean that. Yeah, the NFL ain't with that. You whack and you can't listen? Like, well, no, we ain't got time. We ain't got time. He hasn't shown enough flash for people to, to believe in, so it's tough, man. I don't know. Moving right along. First of all, my Vikings, they're out of the playoffs. Y'all know I got to shout them out for ruining my Christmas. My Minnesota Vikings was thumped by the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans put up 55 points on us.